Terrorists invade your home. You are in danger even while hiding under your mattress. They lift it and find you, and with guns in their hands, command and direct your movement for the next 10 hours until you reach an unknown location. You are held captive for the next 40 days in the most gruesome of conditions. Not even your threatened pregnancy earns you sympathy from the armed terrorists. Welcome to Vestiges of Violence. Here, we talk about survivors. For Human Angle, I am Sabika. Maimuna Abubakar Imam, a 26-year-old lady who lived with her husband in Samaru, Kaduna State, narrates her experience in captivity. On a cold night in January 2023, Maimuna was home with her husband and two sisters-in-law when they heard a violent banging on their gate. They had an uneasy feeling that their home was being targeted again. There were previous attempts to break in, but they had always managed to stop them. Until that night. Fear took over as the terrorists searched around the house, snatching Maimuna and her sisters-in-law from their hiding place under the mattress. And then they began a journey, trekking for over 5 hours until they reached a village. There was a stark difference between their terrible experience and the normal daily life around them. People were going about their day. Everyone who saw them must have sensed something was wrong, but they did not seem to care. The journey continued on motorcycles through tough landscapes and cold terrains until they reached the middle of nowhere, with no buildings or people in sight. For the first 3 days, the terrorists provided Maimuna and her sisters with firewood for cooking and for warmth, and then no more. They began maltreating them.
They beat us in the morning, afternoon, and evening. We were seated under a tree with nothing to cover our bodies in that cold season. They stopped bringing the firewood. Thankfully, no one touched us. They told us they were not after our bodies, but they beat us. It was so harsh. They told us they were going to kill us.
Unfortunately, the terrorists demanded a ransom of 10 million naira during the cash crunch in Nigeria. Maimuna's family searched every nook and cranny, negotiated with the terrorists, and delivered to them what money they could raise. It was 1 million naira.
When my family brought the money, the terrorists said it was not enough and that we must choose two amongst the three of us to leave. I was pregnant and bleeding, so we decided I'd leave, along with the younger sisters, who was also sick. But when the terrorists came, they commanded that I stay back. They said if they held me there, my family would be quicker in bringing more money.
Maimuna was shattered. She cried and begged, but her plea fell on deaf ears. Days after her sisters-in-law were released, her family raised some more money and she was finally free. Maimuna is scarred by this horrid experience.
It is a lifetime experience that I will never forget and has affected me in so many ways. A lot of things have happened and I feel the trauma is still there. I feel moody. I feel like maybe it's because I've done something wrong, that's why God is punishing me. A lot of bad thoughts. It has become a scar.
Maimuna has been going to therapy. She is surrounded by a caring and supportive family who have helped her in healing from the trauma. But not every victim has access to this kind of support system. Maimuna is one of the lucky ones. In the next episode of Vestiges of Violence, we will tell you the story of Bilyaminu, another person who was kidnapped in the height of the cash crunch. Did the cash crunch affect his chances of survival? Did it mean anything at all for his freedom? We will be telling you this in the next episode. In order to protect the identities of survivors, we use voice actors for this episode. If you or anyone you know have a story to share on vestiges of violence, do not hesitate to get in touch with us.